I didn't know that there was a way that I could go and I could build my assets that pay me every month with somebody else's money. I figured this out too late. I didn't figure this out till 2020, AKA pre-selling. The biggest mistakes that I made that have cost me millions is I did not use other people's money, OPM, to build my empire. And at the beginning, when I started my business, when I bought my first program and they told me to, write down my goals, I started calculating, okay, what does a website cost? Okay, it costs $600 to build. And how many of these are going to actually work? I didn't know there's another alternative, which is called using other people's money.
Tell me more about it.
I didn't know there was a way you could literally go and pre-sell the idea without even buying a domain. And you could get somebody to give you a credit card with a 6-month contract, and you could use their money to build your assets and get paid the entire time. Guys, every time I say that out loud and I explain that you can actually do that, it makes me chuckle because it's so stupid and it makes no sense, but it makes all the sense in the world. If someone had taught me how to pre-sell the way that I teach people how to pre-sell today, I'd be making so much damn money because I didn't figure this out until 2020. And that is the very reason that I was able to scale. Guys, if you're not pre-selling, if you're not using other people's money, it is going to be very difficult to scale because you are always going to be at the mercy of the budget that you have. And you might not have the budget to go build 100, 150 sites and wait for them to rank and pay the hosting and pay the tracking number and pay all these things while you wait and hope that they work. And that's fine because guess what? You can pre-sell. And instead of saying, hey, if I build 10, hopefully 6 of them work, you can build 10 and you know all 10 are going to work because you ain't going to build them until you have a credit card on file, until you have a contract in place and you have a commitment from the business owner. Out of all those things I've done wrong, out of all the money that I've lost from doing those things wrong that I just shared, the number one thing above all those was not thinking big enough. Because what I realized is I had this goal of $100,000 a month. And it was such this like mind-blowing goal. It was years and years. I'm like, I want to make 100,000. And that was my goal. And that $100,000 a month number was the reason I did not quit on this business model, because this business model was the only thing I could see as being the way to get there. I knew I couldn't do it selling for somebody else. I knew I couldn't do it just being a salesperson. And I sure as hell wasn't going to do it as a 9 to 5. And it needed to be asset-based on all those things. So I'm like, this is the business model. And if it weren't for that $100,000 a month goal, I never would have stuck this out. But here's what's interesting is at the end of 2020, I didn't even know that I hit 7 figures. I knew we had got to $100,000 a month by July. I didn't even know we hit 7 figures. And in 2021, as I started to kind of like just look back, I'm like, dude, we crushed it. And I thought to myself, why didn't I just have a bigger goal? I thought, what if my goal had been to do 200K? Maybe I would have hit it. And the crazy part is, guys, something you guys really need to just take some time and think about is those goals that you think are so big and so like out there. The question is, if you hit it, are you going to wish that you'd set it bigger? Are you going to be satisfied with the number if you do actually hit it? Because guess what? You're going to hit it. If you keep doing the things that I'm sharing, if you keep plugging away and you consistently do needle moving activities, it's going to shock you, but you're going to hit goals. You're going to hit the goals you set out. We have a guy in our group. His name's William. He's in Australia. He used to be a teacher. His whole story started with like a sabbatical, and he started doing this, and he joined my program like the first of last year. And he set a goal for $20,000 per month. He sent me this text. He sent me this voice text. And he's like, Nick, I just want to thank you, man. I hit the 20,000. And you could tell, dude, he was like almost to the point of like getting emotional because he set that goal. I know that I got him hyped up and he set this goal of 20,000, but I don't think he really thought he was going to hit it. Number one mistake that I've made in my entire life, and that's for rank and rent, but in general, is not thinking big enough.